The greater Sydney region, Bridget, is expected to experience more of one of Australia's most venomous creepy crawlies amid forecasts of a shortfall of a life-saving anti-venom. Our reporter Miles Holbrook-Walker is putting on a brave face for us this morning to bring us this story. Miles, I'm pretty sure you're speaking about funnel web spiders. Why are they on the move at the moment?
Well, James, it's due to the fact that in autumn, with wetter and more humid conditions, male funnel web spiders in particular really do love to get around and move about in that period. They look for gardened or sheltered areas. And so there are a few tips that the Australian Reptile Park is telling everybody, and they're in particular about make sure you check your shoes before you put them on. If you're walking anywhere at night time, make sure you've got some enclosed footwear on, because that's going to also put you in good stead. Check for towels around the house. Be very mindful if you're in a garden or a pool. If you see a drowned spider, don't pick it up. For the goodness gracious, please do not pick up a spider with your hands if you can avoid it. But if you see a funnel web spider in your backyard or somewhere around, there actually is a solution that might be better than running away or trying to kill it or anything like that. And that is trying to collect it so that the Australian Reptile Park, just north of Sydney and Gosford, can collect anti-venom. Because one of the reasons we haven't seen a death in more than 40 years from funnel web spider bites is because we have a great supply of anti-venom. And even though we're expecting more funnel webs about in the coming months, there's actually a shortage of anti-venom. So what can we do to help the Australian Reptile Park? Well, I'm going to show you. This right here are the tools you need to catch a funnel web spider. This is something that an adult can do safely, definitely not something for the kids to attempt. But it's really household items. You've got your jar here, you've got a large spoon with a nice ladle, and then some dirt. So there's essentially two methods of catching a funnel web spider. The first one is if it's stationary, and that's where your spoon comes in. That's where you'd want to be imagining a spider here, if you will. I'm a little bit scared, I have to say. And then just very gently, you're going to spoon it in. It's going to come into here. Now, because it's a poured surface, plastic and glass, funnel web spiders can't come up there. So then what you want to do is you'll be getting some dirt, putting it in. Ideally, it's damp. You can also go some cotton, and then voila. Slightly different story if they're moving about. All you have to do differently then, James, just follow the spider's movements. Put your hands at the back, it's a little bit safer. Wait for it to come in, and then make sure you keep it nice and sealed. If you see a sack of eggs as well, you can also get them in a separate jar. The reason you want to do that is because you can then have them separately, take them to the reptile park. Plenty of anti-venom can then be milked out of these spiders at the Australian Reptile Park, and you can actually drop off at a few different sites where you can call up the park and say, hey, look, I don't want to go all the way up to Gosford if I live in Western Sydney, for example. Is there somewhere else I can go? Well, you sure can. You can do that all safely. I don't know if I would attempt doing this, but it is certainly a safe means and method to do it, James.
Miles, you look so confident. I've got so much faith. If I see one of those, I'm going to give you a call. Thank you very much for that.
And maybe get Miles on the line. Don't attempt that if you're a child. Don't attempt it if you don't have a steady hand and you don't feel confident to do that. We should say that, but some good tips there from Miles.
One of my first memories is being in the Blue Mountains, having a funnel web run out of some sand toys that I had, and it jumping around the place. I don't know, it's like etched in my memory.
Me too. I remember seeing one in the pool. They like the pool. So, yeah, visiting Sydney. Ooh.